Good evening. I'd like to call our meeting to order tonight. I want to thank everybody for coming and seeing how city government works in Northport. I'll ask Councilman Hinton to lead us in our prayer, and right from the prayer, we'll go into the Pledge of Allegiance.
Flag of the United States of America, and the republic for which it stands.
I was looking for Old Glory, but she was in the other corner. But that's okay. We all got the intent. Okay. Mr. Higginbotham, call roll, please.
Councilman Roberts.
Present.
President Logan.
Present.
Councilman Hinton.
Present.
Councilman Davis.
Present.
Councilman Hogg.
Here.
Give a quorum, Mr. President.
Item 5 was approval of our agenda. In our pre-meeting, we had a rather short agenda. If there's any member of council wanted to offer this for a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make that motion.
That's a motion by Councilman Roberts. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Davis. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. Higginbotham.
Councilman Roberts.
Yes.
Councilman Davis.
Yes.
President Logan.
Yes.
Councilman Hinton.
Yes.
Councilman Hogg.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item 6 is visitors to address our council. We have two visitors. First one is Mr. Jamie Lake.
Is this already on? Yeah, okay. Good evening, Mayor Aaron, Council President Logan, other council members, Northport City Council members, and members, citizens of Northport and Tuscaloosa County citizens. My name is Jamie Lake. My address for the record is 11104 Patton Circle, Northport, Alabama, 35475. I'm here tonight, very briefly, I won't take much of the people's time, but to talk a little bit about education, and particularly our county schools. So I have a little speech prepared. My family's here. My wonderful, beautiful wife Jennifer's here. Our children are here. My mother, my cousin, and several other close, dear friends are here with us also. I'm here tonight to speak about the matter of improving our public education system. Ensuring a high-quality education for our children is a priority for all of us as parents and as citizens. Routinely, communities are judged in large part by how well or how poorly they educate their children and how they prepare them for the future. The health and performance of a community's public schools are one of the first things that business and industry look at when making a decision about whether to bring jobs, investment into an area. Tuscaloosa County and Northport in particular is no different. And we, my family and I, with children that attend school here in the school district, we feel strongly about making sure that our public schools are as good as they can be, make us all the improvements for their preparation and readiness for career, college, whatever may follow them after graduation. I think we all can agree that whether anyone has kids or grandkids in the school system, we're all taxpayers, we're all property owners, we're all citizens of this community, and we're all impacted by our school system and the decisions that the school board makes. With that, having said that, my family and I, we're here tonight to announce that I've qualified as a candidate for the Tuscaloosa County School Board for District 2. I'll be a candidate in the Republican primary that'll be held on March 3rd of 2020. District 2 covers a very large portion of North Tuscaloosa County and Northeastern Tuscaloosa County. Primarily that includes about 15,000 residents, 2,600 students that attend the 13 schools that consist of the Tuscaloosa County High and North Side school systems, feeder systems. This is a decision that we made not lightly, not hastily. It's something we've been thinking about for a very long time. We've consulted with several of you city leaders. We've consulted with countless parents, teachers, counselors, school bus drivers, everybody that you can think of that we've talked about and have concerns about our school system and the direction that we're going to move forward in the next 10, 15, 20, 30 years from now. So parents have a concern for that, and I think you all know my passion for that as well. Because, as I've said, you know, we all want what's best. We want the best possible education for our children. So quickly, I'll list that there are a number of challenges that are facing our school system. There are so many, too many to list tonight. But we did identify 5 critical priorities that we want to focus on in the campaign. The top one is school safety. Our children's safety is the top priority. That's job number 1, to keep our children safe, whether they're at home, they're at school, whether they're at play, wherever they may be. As parents, as adults, as citizens, that's our responsibility. I see a lacking in school security in our county schools. Most people may not know this, but we have 34 schools in the Tuscaloosa County school system, and we have 7 school resource officers. So if you do the math, that's 1 school resource officer for every 5 schools. Now, at a place like Northside, that might work because there's a small community. There's 3 schools there. We have a great school resource officer up there. He does a great job, and I think that's adequate. But that's the exception. The majority of our schools are geographically dispersed. They're spread out, and there's no way for a resource officer to adequately do their job in working in those schools and being there and having a presence, being a positive influence, and maintaining that level of security that our students need. So I support and I will advocate for school resource officers, sheriff's deputies, police officers, retired military, retired law enforcement, whatever it takes within the parameters and laws that we have to keep our students safe. So that's a big issue for me. Number 2 is more efficient, more common sense, conservative school construction, zoning, grade structures, and the way that we put our classes and our schools together and the class sizes. I don't have to tell you all here in Northport, you know some of the issues that the city is facing, some of the issues and decisions that's been made in the past that impact, you know, current schools as well as future schools to be built. So that's an issue. That's something that we've got to look at. I look for solutions that bring about less bureaucracy, less red tape, more common sense, less busing, less overhead, those inefficient things that go along with some of the issues and problems that we've looked at before. Financial management, budgeting. The school system has a $225 million school budget. I think that we need to look at that and look for areas of savings and areas of how we may allocate those dollars a different, better way. Look at the revenue streams, where that money's going, and how we can better utilize that. It's no secret that we have a lot of deteriorating buildings, a lot of schools falling down, schools that need a lot of repair. Some schools may not, you know, be able to last very much longer, and so budgeting is certainly an issue. Quickly also, improved high school attendance, graduation rates, student engagement, working on making sure that students are engaged and ready and prepared, career readiness, college readiness. As we all know, we have the benefit of a low unemployment rate right now and a great economy, and with that comes ever more importance of having workforce ready, college ready, military service ready, whatever they may be when they graduate, and we need to look at that. And of course, for our teachers have a very hard job, a thankless job. They don't make enough money, in my opinion. That's for bigger budgets and bigger issues, but I think we need to look at more training opportunities, professional development, support in the classroom, help with textbooks, help with technology, whatever it takes to better help our teachers do what they need to do and do the job that they've been called to do. I mean, we all have to admit that being a teacher is a calling. It's not you don't do it for the fame. You don't do it for the fortune. So we need to help our teachers. So in closing, I'd like to put out quickly my campaign contact information. I have an email account set up. It's jlakeforboe2@gmail.com. That's JLAKEFORBOE2@gmail.com. It's a lot. And then website is the same, www.jlakeforboe2.com. We have a Facebook page set up. It's called Elect Jamie Lake for the County School Board. So I encourage you all to visit those sites, learn more about what we're about, what our ideas are, how you can help, how you can support, how you can encourage. Encouragement goes a long way, believe me. It does. I know you all as elected leaders know that as well. But I've had, as I've said before, I've had a lot of conversations with many of you, with lots of parents and concerned citizens. We need to look at new ways of solving problems and look at some ways to bring about substantive change. So I thank you all for your time. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Lake. And wish you well. I know probably a big step, you and your family, so again, we wish you all the luck in the world. I know that's probably something you're gonna need with a good supportive family, got a good support system. So,
Thank you.
got a lot of help, got a lot of foot soldiers, I like to
Yes,
call them.
sir. Yes, sir. That's what it takes.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Jamie.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations for stepping in there. Our next set of visitors is the Al-Mukit Shrine Temple, number 221. Mr. Andre Thomas will represent this organization as well, and Eddie Daniels I see as well. Those two gentlemen, thank you guys for coming up. Want to give us a little information on the a good event coming up over the weekend.
To the Honorable Mayor Donna Aaron, President Logan, Northport City Council, Police Chief Burton, good evening. We are the members of Al-Mukit Temple number 221 and also Al-Mukit Court number 199, and we come today to cordially invite you to our annual Diabetes Walk, 2019, to be held at Matthews Elementary School, June 1st, 2019, from 8 o'clock a.m. to 12 noon. During this walk, there will be literature handed out on various types of diabetes and also other illnesses that plague our community, especially here in the South. And we wanted to cordially invite all of you to come out and put on your walking shoes and walk with us. We'll put our own Jay Logan at the forefront and let him lead the way.
Yeah.
But we wanted to come today to just invite everyone, I mean, citizens and all, come out and just pick up some. There will be various checks being done, especially diabetes checks, high blood pressure, and you can see where you range at and go from there. We'll have someone signing up for different educational classes if you need to know what to do to lower your diabetes. So we come today. These are the members. Will y'all please stand?
Oh yeah,
Of
good
the
membership.
organization.
Yeah.
And like I say, anytime we're having an event, you are always cordially invited. And if there's anything that you need our help in, please give us a call and let us know.
Well, we really appreciate it, Mr. Thomas. Again, Mr. Daniels have been interfacing with me throughout the last couple of weeks. So I've been the last couple ones you had at Matthews, and I've really enjoyed it. So yeah, I think this is a really good thing for especially our community with diabetes and just the awareness. So I really appreciate both temples coming by and really showing support and really inviting the city. So thank you guys so much.
You're welcome, sir.
Now you're more than welcome to see how government works if you want to stay. How about it? Item 7A1, unfinished business. It's a second reading of a permanent resolution accepting maintenance for municipal public improvements in Grand Point Subdivision Phase 4A. Mr. Higginbotham.
Oh, yes, sir. This is a second reading. This work has been reviewed by the city. They do meet our criteria. If approved, there will be a maintenance bond that starts at that point as well.
All right, thank you. Is there a motion to approve that resolution?
I'll make that motion.
That's a motion by Councilman Roberts. Is there a second? Second by Councilman Hinton. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. Higginbotham.
Councilman Roberts?
Yes.
Councilman Hinton?
Yes.
President Logan?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Councilman Hogg?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Second item is a second reading of a rezoning from RS3 to O&I Office Institutional. Again, this was Northport Baptist Church. This is their request to rezone 0.66 acres from RS3 to O&I Office Institutional located north of 10th Street and west of Main Avenue. It received a favorable recommendation from our planning and zoning. Is there a motion to approve that resolution?
Make the motion.
That's a motion by Councilman Hinton, second by Councilman Hogg. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. Higginbotham.
Councilman Hinton?
Yes.
Councilman Hogg?
Yes.
Councilman Roberts?
Yes.
President Logan?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Motion carries.
New business 8A1 has been deleted. 8A2 is a first reading of an annexation of 3 acres located at 9309 Cleveland Road. Ms. Ram, this is for the Hardy family who is requesting water services. It received a favorable recommendation from our planning and zoning and met the requirements for annexation. I'll offer that for a first reading. Third item is a first reading of a rezoning from RSSD to C2 located north of McFarland Boulevard and east of Hunter Creek Road. This is Mr. Frank Hamner as the applicant. It received a favorable recommendation from Planning and Zoning. I'll offer that for a first reading. Item 4 is a first reading of an annexation of approximately 186 acres located west of Rose Boulevard, east of Mount Olive Road, and 1.5 miles north of McFarland Boulevard. Ms. Ram.
Yes, sir. This request does come from Black Warrior Solid Waste Disposal Authority. At the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting on May the 14th, the commission approved a preliminary plat for an 8-lot subdivision. So this annexation does deal with that subdivision, and that is 186 acres. That does come with a favorable recommendation from the Planning Commission.
All right, thank you. Is there a member of council wanted to offer that for a first reading?
I'll offer that for a first reading.
That's offered up by Councilman Hogg. Item 5 is a first reading of a rezoning of approximately 186 acres located west of Rose Boulevard, east of Mount Olive Road, and 1.5 miles north of McFarland Boulevard. Ms. Ram.
Yes, sir. This does deal with the same piece of property that we just had the first reading on for annexation. The Planning Commission met again on May the 14th, and their recommendation to the City Council is to rezone lots 1 through 6 of that subdivision to C3, and that is general commercial, and then lots 7 and 8 to office institutional.
All right, thank you. Is there a member of council wanted to offer that for a first reading?
I'll offer that up.
That's offered by Councilman Davis. Item C is our consent agenda. We have 17 items. They range from minutes of the previous meeting, bill listings, travel and training, and PO requisitions from, of course, West Alabama Regional Commission and our levy spraying herbicide annually. So is there a motion to approve the consent agenda as printed?
I'll make that motion.
That's a motion by Councilman Roberts. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Davis. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. Higginbotham.
Councilman Roberts,
Yes.
Councilman Davis,
Yes.
President Logan,
Yes.
Councilman Hinton,
Yes.
Councilman Hogg.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item 9, reports of special committees to council. We have one committee that will report back to the full body is the administrative committee. And I think Councilman Roberts want to give everybody a brief synopsis on that, and then we'll move right into the actual resolution.
Yeah, the administrative committee met, and with the agreement of the department heads, we have come to close that particular issue out. We have a handbook that's ready to be released. Couple of things that we have agreed on, any minor grammatical issues or anything else like that that needs to be done within there will be handled in the admin committee. Any major items will be brought, policy changes will be brought before the city council. So I move to approve the adoption of the resolution of the City Northport Employee Handbook, and the effective date would be July 1st, 2019.
All right, thank you. That's in the form of a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Hinton. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. Higginbotham.
Councilman Roberts,
Yes.
Councilman Hinton,
Yes.
President Logan,
Yes.
Councilman Davis,
Yes.
Councilman Hogg.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item 10, reports of special committees. If we had any further business regarding any of our retail, finance, or otherwise. All right, hearing none.
I'll go ahead and give an update on retail committee. Last week, we were told that leases have been signed, and Planet Fitness, a franchise gym that's local in Tuscaloosa County, is going to put their third location here in Northport. It will be at the Beaker Properties west of City Hall. That will be, I guess that's east of City Hall. That will be where the Salvation Army building was, and then there's a lot of different things that will follow in between. So ICSC meetings are later this week, I believe, or first of next week. So we should have some information back from our retail consultant. I saw some emails from today, so I think we'll see some more things that are coming to Northport pretty soon.
Thank you, Councilman. Any further business from the respective committees? All right, hearing none. Item 11, public hearings. We have none on the agenda. Item 12, city administrator's business. Mr. Higginbotham.
I have no more business tonight, Mr. President.
Item 13, departmental business. We have none on the agenda. Item 14, public comment. We have one citizen signed to speak. Mr. Marion Madison. Thank you, Ms. Madison.
I have some pictures, but only maybe 6 times. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
This the third mailbox I've had to replace. If you can share that with on Northwood Lake Drive West, when you come down the hill, I guess after they hit that stop sign, they decide to accelerate. As you can see, this was after a rainy day. They hit my mailbox, knocking our mail out of the mailbox, and they made a trench between my house and my neighbor's house. Because summer is about to start and I have a daughter who sometimes walks with her friends, I was wondering, we paved the road around the corner. Can we get some speed bumps or something in that area? Because again, this is the third mailbox I've had to replace.
All right, thank you, Ms. Madison. And I'm going to defer just to make sure we give the right information regarding the process for speed tables or speed bumps. Bruce, I know there's a process where there's a protocol with when you have to go out and get traffic counts and it has to meet a certain percentage. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Would you explain that to Ms. Madison so we can at least get this in the pipeline so we can get engineering in Bruce's
And I have
office?
some of those old mailboxes. The
Yes,
current
ma'am.
one doesn't even have a door anymore, but I have some of those around the house too.
Yes, ma'am. I can tell by the picture that had a little speed picked up when they hit that mailbox.
Yes, ma'am, we can look at it. It does involve looking at traffic numbers, looking at speed, and seeing if the need is there for the road itself. We can put that in the system.
Okay, because I know when
Today.
you're coming from 69
Yeah.
into Northwood Lake West, we have two going up the hill. After you pass the stop sign, it's two going up the hill, but when you go down and back up, it's nothing. And we're in the flat area, so sometimes they're going down fast and then they're coming around our house quite fast. At one point, they were going in our circle drive, turning around, but thanks to ma'am, we got a few cones, but putting cones out every day to deter people from turning around, because I didn't want her to be outside playing.
Yes, ma'am.
And someone's turning around in our yard. So we get a lot of crazy things on that block.
Yeah, you're right there by the stop signs are above you, right on the hill. I got you. At Shoal, I think it's Shoal Place. That's right.
Right.
I
And
got you.
see, she has to walk up that hill going to school. And if they're coming down and, you know, it's no sidewalks or anything either.
Catch the bus on top of the hill.
Now, she had a good bus driver this year where, you know, when it's raining or whatever, she'll tell her to wait in the driveway and pick her up. But any other time, it's no sidewalk on either side. And if they're speeding down the hill, she'll have to jump in a trench or whatever. So something needs to be done on that block.
All right, let's do this as a plan of action. I'm sure Councilman Davis has your contact information. All right, so he's going to share that with Bruce and his staff, so we'll let engineers start on it. I do know our PD has limitations in terms of we couldn't necessarily sit down there every day to catch them, but now we may have to do what they call
A roadblock or something?
no, I think no, no, we're not gonna go to that extreme.
I mean, we got cameras. You want me to
No,
save some footage?
in this case, I will defer to Bruce, but I think we're gonna have to educate, engineer, and enforce it. Meaning, kind of educate the folks through PD, maybe engineer to see if it's possible to even meet the criteria for speed tables, and then maybe enforce it through the speed table or the traffic common, or go back to PD. But there's limitations in it. So I know Robbie has your contact information. We're gonna get it from Bruce, and then we'll get you
Something.
kind of a step one. Yes, ma'am. Step
Okay.
one.
Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Madison.
Mr. President, you're right too. As we're doing that, we do work with PD, and they, you know, where we know there's a problem area. And
Chief, did I mention that
we'll be
right?
doing
Did I?
as well.
I mentioned that correctly, then I didn't want to make sure I spoke out of turn. I didn't want you to be putting a roadblock up. I know we just